Hey guys, this is Anupam. I'm back with USB4SAP connector, and today we are going to talk about how we can get SAP data using Azure Data Factory. A lot of organizations, they use Azure Data Factory as their ETL to get SAP information, tables, etc. out onto the cloud, and then start building their analytics, their AI, generative AI, all the cool things which can be done. So what is USB for SAP with ADF? Essentially, it's an add-on to your Azure Data Factory, which goes deep into SAP and does three things. First of all, enables you to pull your tables, but also pull them with Delta. So that's one big issue which a lot of organizations face when they want to pull SAP information. They don't have a good way of pulling just the Delta. They obviously don't want to keep on dumping millions of rows onto their data lake, which might be there on an SAP system, right? The second one is they will want to pull in model information. By model information, I mean your reports, your queries, your CDS. SAP never wants you to pull raw tables information. They always recommend to get the model information, and your SAP system probably has around more than 450,000 such information models. That's the reason your business paid a premium for SAP. There might be some custom reports or queries which your business has generated and loves them. How can you get those provision to the cloud and start using them? And the third one is recently in February, SAP made some changes and doesn't allow ODP-based RFC. So the organizations which were using that mechanism, they are looking for a newer method. And what USB for SAP does is to give a REST-based method to pull data. So it still remains the same. No coding, configuration from your tool, and pull the information you need or your business needs out of SAP. All right, let's see how we can get that done. Let's get started. Share screen. So this is your very familiar Azure Data Factory interface, right? And you might be using this to pull, build all your Azure Data Factory interfaces, the source and sync. Let me quickly walk you through one of the items where, let's say we are pulling this report. Our favorite is RM07 docs. Let's quickly walk through the configuration which you will need to do. Don't worry, you don't have to do any coding, but there are some items which you would want to configure. The parameters remain the same. It's just that the Azure Data Factory, it's more of a configuration environment, and we'll see the configuration parameters which are being used. So delimiter is the same, whatever delimiter we want to put in. And then object types, remember we were using reports or tables or views, CDS, etc. Here we are going to pull first a report, which is RM07 docs. The transaction code in SAP is MB51. And we specify here it's an ALV style report. This is a constant USB for SAP parameter which needs to be passed. And then we are interested in business field names. We can also pull in technical field names, but let's stick to business field names. And then the report variant which we will use is USB for SAP1, which if you watch one of my previous videos, you will see how that runs on MB51 with this report variant. Then you will be putting in your data destination, which is Azure Blob Storage. Your security mechanism is SAS key. That's your security SAS key, and then the folder within within Azure Data Lake where you want to put this particular output. All right, when I go ahead and trigger this, basically it goes and runs the same report, and if it has succeeded in pulling the report data out from SAP, and I can look at the logs. It is generating a log as well as produced an output file in the data lake generation tool. Let's open the data lake, and this is the directory which we had asked it to create, and this particular output is SAP data RM07 doc. If I open this, I get my first row is all the column names and then the data within it. All right, so we have configured ADF to pull a report directly from SAP. We didn't have to do any piece of coding and get the model information out, which is, by the way, what SAP wants us to do, right? Now, this is good for your analytics and reporting dashboards because that's business ready, but some of the times we might be wanting to pull tables as well from SAP, especially in the AI, generative AI use cases, right? Let's see how we can enable that as well for your operations. So going back to this configuration set, and essentially what we will be doing is saying I want to pull a table, and let's say the table name is VTTK, which is the shipments header table, and since it's a table, we don't need an output style. Request will still remain USB4SAP, and field labels we will select T, and there's no variant for this. The rest of the configuration parameters we can leave as it is to generate the file in the same directory. So now save all of this, publish, and once the publishing is done, we can trigger this particular interface from ADF to pull a table. Now, if I go back to my Azure Data Lake, I will see that it has generated a table output, which in this case is this one, VTTK table, and here this is the logs table created, that it has generated this particular file. And if we want to see the actual contents, then you want to look at this SAP data VTTK table, and here we have pulled the tables data out. So this is what we have achieved. We pulled from SAP using ADF my report, or it could be also a CDS query, a view, BW extractor. Also, we have pulled in a table without writing any piece of code. Next, we'll get into how I can trigger Delta runs from the tables in SAP. All right, keep watching. Thank you.